There is this craze going on in social media at the moment that has me a little bit concerned about the future of everything here.
Excuse me, bro. How much do you pay for rent in Bangkok?
I wonder how much is to rent a condo in Bangkok for.
Is this your condo over here?
Yeah, it is.
Can I get a tour?
There's this craze going on at the moment where people will show off their condos on social media and brag about how much they're paying for rent. Now, I have no problem with this. I've done similar things myself. What I do find concerning is the amount of people that are overpaying, bragging about it, and essentially normalizing that. You got people bragging about spending 40 to 50,000 baht a month to live in a 30 square meter box in Thong Lo. And while that may be a great deal back home, they're getting completely ripped off here. The problem with this is if people are looking to move out here and they think this is the normal amount, that's what they should be paying, then people are going to take advantage of that, and real estate agents are going to continue to rip off foreigners here. Now, I was fortunate enough to live here back during 2021 and 2022, back when the borders were closed, and I can tell you the experience of living here then versus the experience of living here now is completely different. Now, that changed practically overnight when the borders opened. My favorite restaurant that I used to go eat at all the time put stickers over the menu of the price of everything. They almost doubled the price of everything on the menu once tourism started coming back, and I stopped going there essentially, which sucks because that was a restaurant I ate at several times a week. I eventually had enough of the Sukhumvit area and moved out to the suburbs, which is where I am now. What I love about where I live is that it's not a tourist area. I can take a taxi wherever and they just put the meter on right away. They don't try and hustle you and negotiate a price. And if I want to go to a restaurant or go out anywhere, the price is what it should be. Just recently, I was allowed to change over my visa, and when I was there, on the day that I went to pick it up from the Thai embassy, I could not believe how many people were there also to pick up visas. I expected there to be a handful of people, but there was probably over 100 people there. And when I asked my visa agent, the people helping me with my visa, I said, "What are all these people here for?" She said the majority of them were there to pick up the new DTV. So if you are coming out here to Thailand, either to live or to visit, one thing I definitely recommend doing is making sure you come out here with a VPN. I personally use and recommend Surfshark, and I've been using them basically since I moved out here. Having a VPN here is a must. I've been hacked before. I've talked about having my card information stolen from me. There's also things like a lot of streaming services don't seem to work here for whatever reason, so you can change your location and get around all of that. Now, this month there is an unbelievable special. They have the Black Friday deals on. If you want to get a VPN at any stage, this is the time to do it. As I take a look at the website, there is 86% off, 4 months extra for free. This is an unbelievable deal, and this won't last. So if you're going to need a VPN at any stage, now is the month to do it. So check out Surfshark. There is a link down in the description. Everything you need to know is there. You can scan the QR code here and stay safe when you're abroad.
Somebody help me.
This new 5-year DTV visa is incredibly easy to get, and I think this is a really smart move on Thailand's behalf. There has been a drop in Western tourism since the borders opened, and it's basically never recovered from pre-pandemic numbers. To combat this, they've made it much easier for places like China and India. They can now come here visa free. So there's been a real spike in numbers from those countries despite losing people in the West. Now, I think this was a very strategic move to pump the tourism numbers from China, Korea, India, places like that, and also boost the numbers of expats coming here from Western countries. And I do expect that over the next year, the number of expats here will boom. So is this a good thing? And while it's going to be great for Thailand's economy, it's going to make it really hard for the local people particularly people that live in communities like you see behind me here. With all this foreign money coming in and driving the price of everything up, Bangkok is essentially just going to become more and more expensive and more unlivable for people like this. What I personally see happening is around the Sukhumvit area will become a lot more of an expat and tourist hub, forcing locals to the outer parts of Bangkok and really changing the whole look and dynamic of this city. I mean, you kind of see it already. Look at this building behind me here, and then you look straight across the road and it's ultra modern. Just recently, there's been a huge crackdown on foreign-owned businesses that cater to other foreigners. As an example, down in Phuket, they shut down a whole lot of Russian-owned businesses. These were businesses essentially just catering to Russians, and they had everything. Car rentals, real estate agents, visa services, and police did a sweep through it, basically shut down a whole bunch of these operations. Now, this isn't just a Russian thing, this is happening everywhere. That's just an example of what happened in Phuket. Airbnb is a thing that's massively being cracked down on in some places. However, I stayed at the Copacabana in Jomtien Beach a little while ago, and it was all Airbnb. You stay at other places like the base in Pattaya, that's all Airbnb as well. Some condos just, I guess, let it slide, but others are not having it at all. Oh, that sun is brutal. Next door to where I'm living, the townhouse next to me was bought by a Chinese guy, and he lived there for about a week. He was furnishing the place. I could see stuff getting delivered all the time. And then after a week, he left. A week later, someone else came. I thought they were going to be my new neighbors, so I got to know them. And then a few days later, they were gone as well. About a week later, some new people came, and they only stayed for a few days as well. And then I started to realize what was going on here. Now, my complex also cottoned on. They weren't having a bar of it, and they've since stopped that operation. So there has been no one in the place for the last couple of months, and it's now up for sale again. So the real question is, are these new visas a good thing or a bad thing for Thailand? And I honestly think it's a little bit of both. They are great for anyone that wants to come out here, to relocate, to set themselves up here. They're unbelievably easy to get. They're extremely low cost, valid for 5 years, and the numbers don't seem to be capped on this, which is amazing. I do definitely think this is going to drive the price of everything up and ultimately make it more difficult on the locals here. Thailand will no longer be that cheap holiday destination that it used to be.